Hello everyone. Well, hello everyone and welcome. This is my shop. Well, looks like I've brought you to my workplace today. Well, now let me show you a little bit of what I've been into. I know it's not my truck, but anyway, this is what's been occupying my time here lately. We've built on an addition here, 16 by 16, going to be a den for my daughter and son-in-law. And I've been getting the electric done. And I'm going to try to finish that up today and move a burglar alarm circuit over to the new door right there. So anyway, that's kind of what I've been into. And here I was thinking my electric's done, and he wanted me to swap out one of these two-way switches out to one that'll dim. So let's see. And we're on. Let's see if I don't know if the camera will pick it up. There we go. It dims all right, and it works just like a two-way. So good deal. Learn something new every day. Alright, well, enough of this. Let me see if I can get back to the shop. Welcome to my shop. Whew, is it cold out there today? Well, welcome everyone. Let's see, today we're going to get back on that Chevrolet, and we may get to the GMC, but I also have a little work I want to do actually in the shop. I noticed on my cruise yesterday that when I was turning into my driveway, this old fella, he got right up on my rear bumper, and he was making the most terrible faces I ever seen. I thought there was like a monster going to get me. So I looked down and I noticed my turn signals wasn't working. So I pulled in and he carried on. I didn't see the California one finger salute, but boy, I tell you what, I was afraid to read his lips because he seemed real mad about me turning in my driveway without turn signals. But anyway, my brake lights did work, so, you know, they're down there low, and he's old enough to know that these old trucks didn't come with turn signals originally anyway, and to look down there at my brake lights. But in any case, I'm going to have to troubleshoot and see why my turn signals aren't working. And another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move that air compressor. I put it back there trying to keep it out of the way. But with me, you know, doing this permanent, using this section of the shop for, you know, long-term service, it's just hard to maneuver that hose. So I'm going to move him over there, and I'm going to put a temporary hose across my ceiling. So I'll have a drop on this side and a drop on that side. So anyway, stay tuned, and we'll get to it. Once again, I'm getting down underneath this dash. You know, I can't help but think when I was underneath here messing around with that radio that I may have knocked something loose. So anyway, this may have been something caused by me, or it may not. Got my scope on the rope, and this thing is always hot, and I guess I'm going to move my camera angle here because the two main devices I want to troubleshoot are right here, and that's my my fuse and my flasher. So anyway, let me reposition that camera and see what we can get. All right, well, the wire actually was broke where it came out of the splice. I've not quite figured that out yet. But anyway, I've respliced it and put me some heat shrink on it. And we'll coil that up there out of the way. And I need to really clean this up. Maybe I'll put me some tire wraps down here or something. Get this cleaned up some. But here we go. Oh man. Now to verify, because I don't want these old guys and old gals getting mad at me. All right, that side's working. Make sure this one is more important in the back, I think, than the front. And there we go. All right, we're back in the saddle again. And this old Chevy got me underneath the dash, at least only for a short period this time. Anyway. All right, I want to do a little radio update since I done the fix. And I've taken 2 cruises since then, and I am very pleased now with this radio. I was starting to doubt it a little bit there for a while, but I found actually 3 problems that I identified in the previous video. One of them was the antenna, the male part that plugged into the female receptacle on the radio. I pulled it out of the package like this, so the clips that spread out that makes the ground or return for the antenna that makes contact inside the female barrel connector of the radio, well, they weren't spreading out making contact, so I wasn't getting a full circuit for my antenna. So basically it wasn't working at all, which explains my poor radio reception. Another problem I had was that I should have picked up on when I installed it was one of the clips that there's 2 plastic plugs. One of them carries the speakers, the other carries the power and also the control if I had a electric wind up antenna. But anyway, the one with the power, the plastic clip that would lock it in and keep it from sliding out, well, it didn't click in. It was bent in to the point where it wouldn't catch. So as I was driving, for the first couple cruises, the radio, my USB worked really good. But then it started, the audio would fade in and out, and then my good radio stations would fade in and out that it was getting. So that clip was loose and causing that connector to back out from the back of the radio, making an intermittent connection. So I bent that tab. First I pulled both of them out. I gave them a good bath with contact cleaner, popped them in, and made sure I got a solid click on both of them so they're locked in. They won't come back out. So that took care of that intermittent problem with the audio fading in and out. Oddly enough, the display never failed. You'd think with power, but you got 2 powers going to it, and perhaps one. As long as one was making good connection, you wouldn't lose your display. That's the only explanation I've got. And the third issue I had is, so far I got 2 issues that I really can't blame myself for, other than I should have picked up on them when I installed the thing. And the third issue is just something that's normal wear and tear. And it's the actual memory stick that I used. All right. There's the old memory stick. Now these memory sticks, they're rated at so many read and writes before they start failing. And this started getting really intermittent. When I had the radio problem, I figured, okay, well, I'll just listen to my jams on the USB. Well, when that plug on the back of the radio was loose, causing the audio to fade, well, it was fading too. But I had another problem that really aggravated me, and it was from day one, and it was that when I would do a search on the radio for my songs, it would skip my favorite ones. Isn't that something? I mean, of all the songs I've got on here, I probably got, I don't know, 50 albums. My favorite ones it would skip, and the ones that were okay, it wouldn't skip. And I'm thinking, my gosh, that's crazy. It's like it's purposely wanting to aggravate me. But anyway, in the data, there was sometimes you'd have data display, sometimes you wouldn't. It was just really intermittent the way it worked. Well, so it's getting to the end of its serviceable lifespan. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to destroy it. I use this thing for years for transferring files. I even used it at work some. Anytime I did something I wanted to save for me personally. So I don't know everything that's on it. I could spend time to do. But I know when I when I made it a music flash drive, I did a format, so it should have erased everything on it and have just music on it, but I'm not going to take a chance. I'm going to destroy it. Now here's the USB connector. Now here's the new one. Now there's one thing that's kind of aggravating about it that may bother some of you folks, and I'm going to show you. Give the radio a moment to come on. All right, what we listen to, radio?
The reason I bring it to your attention.
All right, there's radio. Now, one thing kind of good about the radio, let's go here, is the data works. You know, I couldn't, I really didn't know if I was getting the data or not on the stations that put it out. So when they're playing a song, it'll tell you the name and everything. So that's pretty good. And like this station right there, I couldn't even bring it in manually. And this station right there, I couldn't bring it in. Now this Merle FM, that plays old country oldies. I mean, it'll mix in a little bit of new stuff, but a lot of it's oldies. And you can probably tell I like the oldie stuff. To me, that's just the kind of music I want to listen to. That channel is more of a pop type oldies, you know, where it can range anywhere from rock to Motown to stuff my wife likes, like, you know, the Carpenters and all that stuff. And that's just pop country. That's pretty much classic rock. And that's my talk radio there. I like my talk radio too. Sometimes I get tired of music and I just want to hear what's going on. And I do that. But anyway, that's beside the point. Now, if you notice here, my USB is glowing red. Now, that would kind of be a distraction. Now, this, of course, it's there in the glove box and you don't see it. But like my Ford, the USB plugs right in on the face. Now, that's going to be a distraction. And if that's not enough distraction, let's turn it on. And there he goes. When he's playing, he is going to play. He's going to flash. Now that's going to be it. Now look here, I got my data, and I got my data and all the songs and albums that's in here. So, and I think part of that problem was the way I copied them. What I learned. See, I'm still on Windows 7. I know it's obsolete now, and I need to go to 10. But I'm gonna run 7 a little bit longer, and I use Media Player. And because it's something I'm used to, and I can easily sync files off my hard drive over to this flash drive, and very easily. But what I learned was, instead of taking individual songs from an album and moving them over, the best thing I found to do is to move the whole album to sync it over to the stick, and then before you do your sync, go into the sync column and remove the songs that you either don't want to hear or don't like, you know, like the B-sides or whatever. And by doing that, I get all the information with the album that apparently moves with the album, and that doesn't move with the individual song. So I'm getting all the data too. So that's pretty good. And so if I'm going to be putting one of these. I ordered a batch of them. I'll be putting one of these in the Ford soon, because its flash drive is not much younger than this one, and I'll have that to contend with. So what I figure I'll do, I'll either paint that black or I'll tape it with black tape, so I don't need to see it reading writing, because just seeing the display when I can. So anyway, that's my updates on the radio. Might have been a little long, but maybe it's some information somebody can use. So anyway, let's see what else we got going on here. Different auxes. Go back to the radio, and we're in business. All right. A junky corner, more junky. All right, I think that'll do much better. And what I'm going to do is run a line overhead. Take it overhead. I don't care about putting it up in under, out of sight and out of mind. I'll just stretch it out outside, bring him down over there, and I'll have my air there. So there's the plan. All right, I got some goodies I went and got, and also I just got delivered. Well, let's see, I'm going to extend that air compressor. I'm going to extend the line over to here. So that's 50 foot of 3/8 inch air hose, and it's rated at the heavy duty. And I'm just going to secure that across the ceiling and bring a drop down here on this side somewhere. And my shop is 24 by 48, so I got plenty extra slack, so I'll decide what I'll do with it. Let's see what else. I got me a pack of I ran out of my sandpaper, and I got a big project coming up with the interior of the GMC, so I got some sandpaper there. And let's see here, I got me a little kit here. Mainly when I started pricing the individual fittings and the flex hose and the couplers, I got to where, well, this was a pretty good price, all this right here, so I just got the whole kit. And ends up I'm not going to really need it, but I got a manifold, 3-way, just in case. I found out my air compressor over there's got another tap. It's actually got 2 outputs built into it, so I really don't need this. I got the ticket. I may take it back, I don't know, or I may find a use for it. But anyway, let's put him back in the bag. And like I say, he may go back. All right, got the hose ran. Should be strong enough. We'll know shortly. I'm going to put a quick connect at this end so I can plug this flex hose into it. Now at the other end, I'm going to put one of these quick connects. Alright, so I need the female, because it's a male end at the other end too. Alright, and we'll energize the line and see what happens. Well, here I was thinking I was recording when I cut my end on. But here's the new hose I ran, how it comes down this way. And I've cut a new male end on at this end that I'll show you here on a close-up. And it's right now it's got air on it under pressure, and it seems to be holding all right. All right, here it is. Now it's going to probably leak a little bit because it's under some pressure. Good. But I put a male end on it, slide it out here, you can see there. And my air compressor has 2 outputs, so that was pretty good. I was glad for that. That just took a little bit of air to energize the whole line. So we're good. And then this other line comes over here to my reel, that right here, that stretches out 50 feet also. So now I can easily put some air in the vehicle by pulling them up here to my overhead door. Before, I would have to stretch the cable and wrap it around this, that, and the other. It was just a regular pain. It was a good idea at the beginning, but you know, it's like anything else, you kind of outgrow it. Okay, I left a bunch of slack so I can move it around. All right, so I've not secured it where it came down the wall yet, but it goes up, does a 90 there, another 90 there. I use screws and tie wrap method. That way it's easy to replace if it springs a leak. But you know, I purposely got it as heavy duty, which costs double than the standard duty hose that Harbor Freight had on sale. Yes, it's Harbor Freight, so who knows how long it's going to last, but we'll see. Then we do 90s here, 90 there, and we come down right here. And there's my flex hose, and I've got another flex hose over there on my portable air tank, so I can extend the length to, you know, get over here and fuel up tires or use tools on this side. And I'll secure it with a clamp or two when I make a run to a hardware store and hold it down there. But it, you know, actually, it's not bothering me too much. Oh, anyway, all right. And I got air. Of course, that little old cheap thing came with it. I may end up using him some. I may take that rubber tip though and put it on my long reach, because my long reach is really, I really use him quite a bit. That's him right here. And I lost that tip a long time ago. And but I use this long reach the majority of the time because it can get down into nooks and crannies and blow it out. So anyway. And now to reach over and get in my engine compartment. There you go. Look at that. Man, oh man. Modernizing an old man shop. Isn't that something? And with the noise over there, it may not be as loud. Well, all right. It's time to cue the Happy Trail song. That's for all you old timers that are used to the old shows back in the day with Roy Rogers. But anyway, we're about done with this segment today. I want to thank you for watching. If you like watching an old fart mess around and work on a couple of old trucks on the cheap, well, give me a thumbs up and give me a subscribe and let me know that you give me a comment. Let me know what you think about it. All comments are welcome, unless they get extremely nasty, then of course we can't, because we try to be family friendly with this. Don't put nothing down that you don't want your mama to see. How's that? But anyway, I know I keep doing these radio updates, but it seems like when you buy something used, well, you got to expect sometimes to run into some fine tuning issues, and that's what I've run into this. All the issues I've run into basically are something if I would have checked thoroughly before I installed, I would have avoided those problems. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I've got my air compressor situated so it'll make some more future work good. And that pretty much will do it. So again, thanks for watching. I hope everything's going good for you. And we'll see you around.